Hi guys, I'm here with another story. I hope you guys are having a good night. This one is called One Last Goodbye. And this quote before this true story is from The Velveteen Rabbit. And it is by Marjorie Williams. Listen at this cute little thing. Wouldn't it be so cool if it was really could happen? I am the nursery magic fairy, she said. I take care of all the playthings that the children have loved. When they are old and worn out, then I come and take them away with me and turn them into real. Wouldn't that be so cool? That'd be so cool. When Ashley Waddle was born, there was more than the usual family rejoicing. That was because Ashley was Mary Sturvill's first great-grandchild. Not many people are privileged to have a great-grandchild, and Mary was delighted with being Nonny to a new generation. Ashley's dad, Scott, was a lieutenant commander in the Navy, so he, his wife Jill, and their little daughter moved frequently, and Mary didn't see Ashley as much as she would have liked. But we got to Austin, Texas, where Nonny lived with Scott's parents, as often as we could, and sent photographs and letters regularly, says Jill. Nonny and Ashley occasionally talked on the phone, too, building their own special bond. The Waddles were living in Connecticut when they got the news that Nonny was in the hospital, suffering from ulcers. They were worried, but felt certain she would recover. However, her condition worsened. One night, after Scott and Jill had put Ashley to bed on the second floor, they settled down to watch television in their basement rec room. Sometime later, Scott's mother called with the news that his grandmother had died. It's strange, but Nonny's last thoughts seemed to be of Ashley, Scott's mother told him. During the past few days, your grandmother had been talking about how sweet Ashley is and how much she missed her. Scott hung up. Ashley wouldn't see Nonny again, not in this life anyway. He sat next to Jill and told her what had happened. Both were silent for a while, thinking of the woman they had loved so much. Should we explain anything to Ashley? Jill asked. Scott didn't think it was necessary. Ashley wasn't even 3 years old and hadn't seen Nonny in several months. Would she even remember her great-grandmother? And sleeping 2 flights above, she wouldn't have heard him on the phone. The following morning, Ashley bounded into the bedroom and jumped on Scott and Jill's bed. I saw Nonny, she announced cheerfully. She was in my room last night. Jill sat bolt upright. What do you mean, Ashley? Nonny came and bounced on my bed just like this. Ashley gave them a spirited demonstration. She was happy. Then she had to go because she was going home to heaven. Ashley bounded some more. She's in heaven now, Mommy. Can I have breakfast? Scott and Jill looked at each other awestruck. They had thought Ashley wouldn't even remember her great-grandmother. Instead, Nonny had transcended time and space to honor a special bond and say goodbye. Kids are so innocent, so pure and innocent. Kathleen Goslif's father-in-law died suddenly, and she and her husband were grief-stricken. It was especially hard because their youngest child, David, was just 9 months old. Now he would never know his Poppy, except through photographs and the stories Kathleen and Tom would tell him. On the night of the funeral, the couple stayed at Tom's family's home. They curled up together on a bed, with David in the playpen next to them. Tom had fallen into an exhausted sleep. Kathleen, remembering the day's sad events, was crying quietly. Suddenly she heard the baby cooing and laughing. Turning toward him in the darkened room, Kathleen saw an incredible sight. A glowing ball of light darted, flashed, and whirled in the playpen as David gurgled in pleasure. Oh my God! Kathleen leaped up and ran to the playpen. Had a fire started? She grabbed the baby's blanket to see what it was in it. But again, the ball of light danced, arched around David, and then passed through him. David cooed contentedly, almost immediately, as if he knew something. Then the light was gone. "Tom, did you see that?" Kathleen was sure her cry had awakened her husband. But Tom denied seeing anything. "A ball of light," he scoffed. When Kathleen tried to explain what had happened, "You must have been dreaming." Kathleen was hurt and confused by his attitude and didn't know what to say. Nobody ever believes it. Trust me, nobody ever believes it until they see something for themselves. That's why I don't say anything either. But when it happens to you, then you believe. But the next morning, Tom sheepishly apologized. "I mocked your story, Kath, because I didn't want to admit that I saw what you saw. It was a light, zigzagging around David. What could it mean?" "For some reason, Tom, I think it was your dad." Kathleen told him slowly. "Does that sound crazy?" "No," Tom said. He was coming to the same conclusion. The Guslofts never saw the light again, but several months later, they finally put a photograph of Tom's father in their living room. David saw it and immediately toddled over. "Poppy," he said, joyfully pointing. How had he known? He didn't know who Poppy was. He was only 9 months old when Poppy died. Because Poppy was coming to visit him. That's how he knew. I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and I hope you have a good night.